Good morning, namaste. So today we're going to talk about the truth about food. So full disclosure, talk about food. Talk about diet, grocery stores, different types of food, things to kind of stay away from, the way I kind of eat, the way I've kind of understood to eat correctly as a human being. So, food. Food. So we are energetic beings. Human beings have an energy source inside of them that grows our physicality and our minds and everything, just like we're connected to everything else, like the trees. God and life source grows everything from within. So that's what we should be eating. We should be eating a lot more of those things that have energetic qualities. Like if you can buy it from the grocery store, plant it directly into the ground, and it can grow again, that means those things are good for our bodies because it's going to tap into the same energy source, the same life source, the same growth. You're connecting directly to God from the food to yourself to everything in between. So, types of foods. The way I have understood to eat is based on where you are. There is no one diet that fits all things. You hear about veganism, you hear about vegetarian, you hear about all these different seafood diets and keto, and there is no one thing that fits all in all reality. So if you're looking for a one fit diet, it's not there. It's going to be based on your own geometry and where you are in your energetic spiritual growth. And whenever you're talking about foods, you need to really feel within more. Meaning, what am I craving? Why am I craving those things? Let's say you're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of meat. You're a huge carnivore like the way I was at one time. Eat a lot of raw meats, doesn't matter, it's just those types of things. And also maybe you're craving alcohol in those things. Those would be considered lower polarity types of foods to eat because of the way energy goes through those items. It can't go through those items quickly. Low energy. So if you have something, you kill it outside and it's a carcass and it's dead, and you put it into your body, it has no energy in it. So that's meat. It goes to this thing that's a lower polarity item to put into your body. And come with that, that's going to have lower polarity energies, that's going to have lower polarity moods, emotions, a lot of different things that make up what that is. So the one thing that I've understood is the Ayurvedic diet based on your doshas, which is based off of your individual, the way you're built, geometry of your body, and the element that makes you up. Just like we're connected to all the elements, water, air, earth, fire, ether, being with air. Those things you're made up of those physicalities. Some of us our prime elements are certain ways. Maybe your prime element is fire, like a Pitta, if you want to look at your Ayurvedic doshas, which I highly recommend looking into that. If you want me to, I can put like a little quiz in the description to see what dosha you are. Something fun that you can actually just go through. I'll find one for you guys. But that's what I've found out to be the best way to eat. And this Ayurvedic way of being, the way of eating, based on your dosha, your geometry of your body, and the way those elements are, that could be. You don't have to be vegan. You don't have to be vegetarian. You can have different types of meats even based on these diets. So that's that's something that I would really highly recommend looking into as soon as you can, if you're focused on food and what you should be eating. Now, going from one diet to another could be very damaging to your body, and it's not really sticking with. Meaning, let's say you crave a lot of meat, and you say, okay, well, I need to make a difference in my life. I'm going to drop meat and I'm going to go vegan. Okay, so understand something. If you go from meat, a carnivore, straight to vegan, your body is going to have a hard time adjusting because it's craving certain foods, because you're at a certain energetic level that needs those foods to keep going, to keep proceeding. Now, as you increase your energetic level, and you have your chakras, say you based on your chakra systems. Let's say you have your root chakra. It's based on survival. I need this, I need this, I need this. It's basically just survival. I need this to survive. Well, you may, if you are at that level, at that point, well, you may crave a lot of meats. Things that you need to keep this physicality, keep moving, whatever it takes. Whether it's junk food, whether it's meat, whether it's dairy, it doesn't matter. It's just something to keep on, the calories to keep in this body, to keep moving forward, to keep alive. If you move up a little bit more, maybe go into your sacral, you're going to start focusing on foods that you enjoy. Maybe you like these things. Maybe you like different fruits. Maybe you like different junk foods. It doesn't matter what the food is, but now you are enjoying what these things are. Now you go to your solar plexus, now you're going to your filtration system. Now you're thinking more medicinally. My stomach hurts, maybe I should cleanse myself, maybe I should do this, do that, but you're still there. Whenever you go to your heart, well, now you understand that everything is connected. Well, these perceptions on how you see things directly will reflect on what I'm craving and where you are. So if you focus on where you are in your spiritual growth, meaning, what do I enjoy? Because as you raise up into your different understandings, different perceptions, and your different levels, as your divine God energy rises through in you, growing like it grows everything else, you're gonna start to find out, well, I don't really like the things that I once liked before, like me before. A transition. As I was raising in growth, I started off being a massive carnivore. Meat and everything. Sometimes I would just eat meat and rice, and that's it. As I has had this awakening and keep moving forward into my spiritual growth through this divine energy rising inside of you, it starts to change you. Just like the verse in the Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then you will be able to see God's perfect will for you. Well, as your mind, as you bring in these downloads into your body and start to unlock these parts of your brain, it starts to transform the rest of your physicality and your body. With that, you're going to want different things, crave different foods, crave different items, because that's where it's trying to keep moving forward for you and keep giving you the nourishment and the medicinal foods that meet where you are in your spiritual growth, energetic, to grow in your physicality. So that being said, focus on what you are craving and ask yourself why you enjoy those foods. That will help you get more insight to what you should do next, as you become more aware of what's happening within you. Now, as you start to progress, you'll start to find out, well, this is good for me and this is not good for me, because you'll start to have a gut feeling as you raise into your heart, into your throat, into your sixth chakra, to your seventh. You'll start to see, well, you'll start to make choices on foods differently. Your intuition will start to increase. You'll start to see, oh, well, no, I probably shouldn't eat that. Okay, well, where did that come from? You once ate that before, but now you don't think you should. Well, it came from somewhere. There's a change happening on the inside of you. You should probably ask questions about why that change is happening. So, whenever you go into the grocery store, things to stay away from. Like I did a video on water and plastic and water. The more things are not as pure, preservatives, artificial flavoring, even natural flavors, whatever those are, is not exactly natural for your body. So if you see foods wrapped up in plastic, wrapped up in the different things that are not, that you wouldn't eat, but it's wrapped up, it's wrapping your food, you don't know where that wrapping is been. You don't know the process it took to get from the location that it made the food to where you are now in that grocery store. Just like we talked about with water. You don't know if it's a hot day, if those chemicals inside that packaging is now inside your food now, you're going to put that inside your body. That's poison. Also another thing, and that's one of the things that I had to learn, because I didn't always know that. I had to make that choice. I had to figure that out after people have been told me not to microwave your food in certain ways. So, you go to the grocery store, you start to look at foods differently. You start to ask yourself, why am I craving different things? And you start to see food as medicine. It's not the food, as in the flavors, become more intensified as you increase your vibration and increase your energies and you go through your spiritual progress. So the flavors of food, let's say you're eating a lot of meat now and you go to tofu. Well, tofu may taste pretty bland to you because you're so used to all those different things in the meats. But as you start to raise yourself through these different energy centers and start to increase your perception and understanding, you become more sensitive to many things, including all your senses will be heightened dramatically. So foods that tasted bland to you at one time will turn into some of the most flavorful foods that you've ever had. So you don't need to add in salt. You don't need to add in all these different seasonings and different things, because the flavor of the natural food has already come out to you. So it's more satisfying. So a lot of people think, oh, well, I don't want to eat bland food because it's not satisfying. Well, you should ask yourself, why do you feel as though you need to be satisfied with everything you eat? Why can't you see it differently? Why does it have to be so egotistical? Why can't you just think, okay, well, this is what my body needs? Because that's why we eat food. We eat food to give our body the medicinal nutrition it needs to grow, so God can rise inside of you and grow and make you God's perfect creation, just like everything else you see out your window. Start to change the way you see, the way you put things into your body. And little things and little details will start to make sense to you. Like, I don't really eat a lot of acidic foods anymore, unless I feel like I need to, because too much acid in your body is not good for you. You need a balance. And that balance is important to understand. But it's understanding how you feel, what's going on inside of you, to make it more sense, have it make more sense. So I don't really eat a lot of spicy foods anymore, a lot of onions, garlic I used to a lot. And sometimes I still do, and those things are good for you. But understand what is good for you at the moment in time and what is not good for you at the moment in time. Those things are important to understand. Because if you have a diet and you're so focused on that diet, well, I need to eat this time of the day, this time of the day, that's time is an illusion. You need to go off of eating off of how you feel And you'll maybe even start to notice that maybe you're not eating as much as you were at one time. Maybe things will change. Now you're more honed in. You're not focused on eating on an idea or a trend or a popularity thing that you see online. You're now eating for you, the way you're supposed to be doing it for your own spirituality, physical growth, or just health. Because not everybody's made the same. Not everybody comes from the same parts of the world. Not everybody's geometry is the same. Not everybody has been eating the same foods all the time. Not everybody needs a cleanse. Not everybody needs to drop certain things. Maybe it's not time for you. Maybe it's not time for them. But they need to tap into those things in order to understand what is right and what is wrong. And the more you meditate and pray, the more you connect with your divine energy inside of you, you'll be directed on what to do. It could be confusing at times on how to make certain decisions, because I know for me, learning how to make certain decisions, I went from my physical mind to feeling, to sensing, to intuition. So this transition of understanding how to make choices and how to choose your foods can be confusing, but go with the flow and connect more with your internal guidance, and then everything will make sense. Now, I eat a lot of squashes, yellow squash, butternut squash. I eat some nuts. I eat a lot of cooked food. I don't eat a lot of raw foods. I did go through a point to where I was going through, I was a massive carnivore. I went to vegetarian, dropped meat, and then I went to veganism. I went to raw foods, veganism, raw foods, and then I went to Ayurvedic. It's just a blending of cooked foods, and started to understand what my body needed at that time. Like I said, it was a transition. You can't go from one thing to another and think it's going to stick. That's exactly what you know. It doesn't work. A lot of people eat a certain way of low vibrational foods, and they go to a high vibrational foods, and they lose a whole bunch of weight. Their physicality changes dramatically. It freaks them out because they still have fear in their mind, and they go all crazy because, oh, I can't do it. That's not for me. No, it may be for you, but it may not be for you right at this moment of where you are. So we can't judge people for eating the foods that they eat. Because if you go from one extreme to the other, in all reality, it can be very damaging for you. Very stressful for your body. Now, I used to eat a lot of spicy foods. Spicy foods, like I said, is very acidic. A lot of spicy foods for some types of physicalities are good. For me, I'm a Vata Dosha, which is, I'm considered a Vata Dosha for my physicality of the Ayurvedic diet. So I'm air or ether. I dry out a lot. And I understand that I eat a lot of cooked things, hot things. I don't need cold items or raw items because of the way it goes with my physicality. Now, if you are more prone to the opposite of air, maybe more fire, maybe you want some more cold things. Maybe those cold items are good for you. I don't think they may be, from my understanding, no matter what dosha you are, but maybe chilled items to a certain extent would be better for you than hot items to a certain extent. But those are the things that you need to understand and deep in and find those things within you to find what you actually are enjoying and not what you feel you should be enjoying based off of what everybody else is doing. Forget what everybody else is doing. Forget what the trends are going on. Forget the popularity things that people say, this is the way you should be doing if you want to lose weight. You need to stop listening to those types of people and start focusing on how you feel, your empowerment, what's good for you. Are you bloated? Do you need a cleanse? Well, what you learn, I don't know. You don't know those things until you start finding out the truth within you. What's going on? How do certain things make you feel? So another thing is, I don't eat a lot of spicy foods, or do a lot of caffeine. I've known that, I've found that a lot of spicy foods are definitely acidic, but they now give me a lot of anxiety. To where the spicier the food it is, the more anxious I feel, because it increases, the energy increases your metabolism. Spicy foods are in a way good for you, but at times, at the certain moments, they may not be good for you. Just like caffeine, whenever I was eating a lot of meats and things, I was striving after caffeine. I didn't have a lot of energy because I was putting a lot of dead things in my body. So I would drink espresso after espresso after espresso, and I would drink a pot of coffee. I would drink coffee all day long to keep my energy level. Well, because my natural energy level from the inside was low, because I was a lower polarity starting off. But as I increase to go to higher polarities, I've noticed that I don't really drink coffee or caffeine almost ever. So that's one of the things that definitely has changed. If you drink a lot of caffeine, you're craving a lot of caffeine. That's one of the things that look in. Why am I craving those things? I know a certain amount of it, like coffee. It's a great antioxidant. You ever drink coffee, you know it does things to your belly that, puts you in the bathroom for a little bit because it cleanses you. There are good qualities to those things, but too much of it is not. It can be very damaging. As you increase your energy levels within you, God keeps moving forward and heightening your levels. You'll notice that these external things that you rely on in order to give yourself energy are now found in foods, because now you're finding life and energy in the foods. It's a transference of energy, transference of life. I want to put more things in my body that has life. I want to put more body that has more things in my body, that my physicality that has energy, because it's going to be good for my energy system. It's going to give me more energy that I don't have to rely on the things, external things, to give me energy, like sodas, sugars, caffeines, that are not, a lot of it's not good for you. And you'll start to know, I can't have those things as much anymore because it makes me feel crazy. It makes me feel too much, overwhelming, shaky, jittery. So I hope this has helped give you a different look and outlook on foods. I know we didn't really talk about fruits and a lot of vegetables and things, but think of food as life. If it has seeds, if you open it up, it has seeds on the inside. That's life. If you plant that seed, it's going to birth a tree. That's life. You want to put more of those things in your body. If you can take a vegetable, plant it in the ground, and it will grow. That's life. That's source. God is in that. You want to put that in your body. Look at foods that way. Find out what dosha you are in the Ayurvedic diet for fun. And just see what's good for you. Find out what you're craving. Why you're craving the things that you are. Amazing things will happen. Amazing things are happening. Just connect to it. And then you can connect to everything across. Well, there isn't a limit, is there? So, have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, please let me know. Subscribe so more people can see these things. so more people can see this information and connect to it. Maybe it'll help somebody somewhere. And if you like it, like it. I'll put some things in the description so you can check out some information. Make today a beautiful day for you. Find out why you are the way you are. And be true to yourself. Peace.